Alright guys, hi, this is Ricky at Freedom Plumbers and Pumpers, Septic and Drain, performing a septic inspection from a outlet side of the septic tank. We were able to send in this camera, if you point down here, this is a camera, into the outlet side of the sewer, of the septic tank, and we pointed it that way, go ahead and point in that direction, to the distribution box. And we found some issues here which we're going to discuss. The first thing I'm going to start with, go ahead and point it at me. First thing I'm going to start with is we're going to start with showing you what the pipe looks like from the inside of the pipe. And as we talk about it, or as you look at what we're seeing on the screen, I'll explain what we have. So our cameraman is going to go ahead and shift the camera to the monitor. All right, what you're looking at right now is that the camera is right at the distribution box, but it's hard to tell because all you see is a bunch of cloudy stuff. That cloudy stuff is effluent. It's wastewater or gray water that has no solids in it except for some liquids. And we're going to start pulling back. You're going to see some interesting stuff within this this system. So here we go. If you look at the bottom right hand side of your screen, you see the footage, which is 52 feet. Top left hand side of the screen shows you the date. And if you look towards the center, that's what we're going to be looking at all times. Now this area of the pipe is supposed to be at all times completely dry. We should be able to see nothing more and nothing less than pipe walls. Specifically cast iron, clay, possible Orangeburg sometimes, and even PVC. Yesterday we ran into a pipe that had ABS. All of those are different types of pipe materials. What you shouldn't be seeing in this line is what's called corrugated. We're now out. The bottom of the screen is on the right hand side by the timer, so that's the bottom of the pipe. The camera's upside down. It doesn't have a self-leveling option. Now if you look at your left, that's pipe that's corrugated. It's the same black pipe that people use on the rain gutters and divert the water away from the home. This is solid corrugated pipe. It's really dirty, has a lot of sludge in it, simply because the septic tank doesn't have an outlet filter. Without a filter, all the sludge exits the tank, not all of it, but a good amount of it exits the tank throughout the years, and it tends to accumulate in the drain field as well as the D-box. This particular area of the pipe, if you look at it, is kind of oval, kind of like a football, with a little bit of an indentation on the top of the pipe, which is on the middle, center left of the screen, which means the pipe is in the process of collapsing. That's because of the depth of this pipe. It's too deep, too much pressure for this type of pipe. These pipes, as per the code of Northern Virginia, or actually Virginia Health Department, should be able to withstand 1,500 pounds of pressure. And typically they're assisted with gravel all the way around them. That's how you keep them from collapsing. I don't know if this pipe has been assisted or not. Now, here we are in an area of the pipe where there's a little bit of a bump and now there's water behind that. That's not supposed to happen. Again, this pipe is never supposed to hold water. So the pipe kind of bows and straightens out and bows and straightens out. And in the area of the bows, it holds water. Okay, this is a different type of pipe. This actually looks like cast iron. But that smoothness right there looks like PVC, so never mind, that's PVC. The bottom of the screen shows you it's PVC, it's white plastic. Okay, so that area of the pipe is good, renewed, good material, but it connects to very old corrugated solid pipe. This is PVC. So you see how it is when you have no filter on the outlet side of this tank, you get to see all the suspended solids in the form of sludge accumulate throughout the years and build up on the pipe. Dang it, this area of the PVC is also holding water, which means it's not properly graded. Keep on coming back. Still in PVC. So somebody definitely worked on this in the past. I'm about to pull out. Okay, look into the tank, please. Now you're going to see the camera come out. There we are. This is the camera that we use to inspect the pipe as well as get to the distribution box. Now, I'm going to put this away, taking the gloves off here. Go ahead and hand the camera over. Thank you very much. Flipping the screen. Okay, so here we are back again. That is the inspection between the tank and the distribution box. The problem we have here is the distribution box is sitting at about nearly 5 feet deep, which means I require a miniature excavator to dig this up because we're going to have to dig quite a bit. This is the area of the distribution box. I was able to locate by a triangulation So it's about 4 to 5 feet deep, and it has to be excavated a hole that's approximately 5 to 6 feet long by about 4 to 5 foot wide in order to be able to expose the top of that lid, okay? And once we expose the top of that lid, it's gonna tell us, it's gonna allow me to go ahead and inspect the drain field and get that going. So I'm expecting the drain field to be on this side of the property simply because of the location of the distribution box. If you notice, it's right next to this shed. So it comes out and then comes over here at kind of an angle. So it has to make a couple turns before it even comes into this particular area. And once it does that, then it distributes the effluent into multiple lines. For this size of house, we should have anywhere between 4 to 6 lines, preferably 6, that are approximately 45 to 75 foot long. The depth of those lines allow for a good amount of reserve, which maybe that's what's saving us from having any effluent from coming out of the ground. The shallower the lines, less reserve they have, and more they try to pop out that wastewater out of the ground. But anyways, we have to get to the D box to be able to check the rest of those lines. I know for sure that the next recommendation for this line is going to be rectify this pipe up to the D box. That's the first recommendation. As you saw, it does this kind of thing and holds wastewater inside of that line. A riser out on the outlet side of the septic tank, no less, preferably on both sides of the septic tank, so that when you get it pumped out by any pumping company, it gets cleaned out thoroughly as per the health department requirements every 3 to 5 years. So it gets cleaned out thoroughly, and you can only do that really well from both access points. You can do it okay from one access point. The filter itself, once it goes in, it starts saving this field from receiving all of that sludge, most of that sludge. That filter gets cleaned at least 1 time a year by either you or us or any septic provider. And of course, we try to figure out what to do with this drain field. Hopefully it's in good enough conditions to give it another 5 to 20 years of life. It all depends on what we find once we expose the D-box, but the D-box needs to be exposed by excavator. I'll advise you of the price to do so and the availability as well. So for now, that's what we have today. My name is Ricky Salinas. I'm with Freedom Plumbers and Pumpers, Septic and Drain. Phone number is 703-895-4109. Email is ricky@freedomplumbers.com, and the website is www.freedomplumbers.com. Thank you very much. Coming to you from Stafford. We'll catch you on the next one.